What's up, everybody? I'm new to this podcast and trying to get it all going and whatnot. But thanks for stopping on by. I'm Joey. For everybody who know me, it's either Joe or Joey. Pick your choice, doesn't matter. But thanks for stopping by to my channel. So just to give a quick rundown about me, I'm a laid back, funny guy. I talk to a lot of people at work, outside of work, wherever, and no matter where I go and who I talk to, they all admit that everything I say is real. Everything I say is nothing but facts. So that's why I've been thinking, like, I've been wanting to do a podcast and just speak just true facts, true information, and true details. And it's not going to be like a serious channel. I'm going to be talking about just a bunch of different stuff. Talk about life, relationships, parenting, work, anime, video games, and whatever it is that anybody will like to hear. True facts. So, either way it goes, so that's the main intro about me. I'm a laid back, funny guy. I speak my mind, nothing but facts. I tried to stream on my P4, and that's my abbreviation for PS4 or PlayStation 4. I do that with everything, like the P5, obviously, PlayStation 5, P4, obviously, I just said it, PlayStation 4. I don't really speak much about my Xbox. I just say Xbox, or if I want to be spicy, box. No, I'm just and obviously Nintendo Switch. So it is what it is, but I always come up with my own little lingo, and it seems to stick on to a lot of people, which I ain't tripping about. But if you want to know any more details about me, go ahead, hit that subscribe, hit the comments, message me, whatever it may be that you want to know. I'll gladly speak upon it. So, that is just the main intro of all my whole channel and podcast. But oh yeah, like I was saying, I was trying to stream on my P4, but for some odd reason, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that I have to get 50 subscribers to be able to stream. So I'm just going to record videos and then upload them until I get like further with the subscribes and whatnot. So as it is right now, it's only been up for about 10 minutes or about a half an hour to an hour, whatever. And I already got 2 subscribers. Thanks for stopping on by. Thanks for subscribing. For everybody that's wanting to see me progress with this podcast, I appreciate everything that everybody's doing for me to try to promote myself, my bad, guys. I always punch myself in the face, not literally, but hypothetically. But I hate when I stutter, and I always end up chewing myself out about it. But anyways, but I appreciate everybody who's promoting my dang, I just ran into a mental brick wall. Help me get my name out there. Promote my podcast and my channels and everything else. So with that being known, thanks for everybody who has faith in me, it's more or less to say, that I could be able to do so, because I want everybody, the whole world, to hear everything that I hear, not like everything, but the main details about everything that I hear and everything in response from me about everything that it is that I hear. So with that being known, I want my channel to get out there and my podcast to get out there so that everybody could feel comfortable and come on my podcast or come on my channels and be able to openly speak about anything possible. There is zero, zero, zero judgment anywhere on my podcast or channels. Zero, zero judgment. I want everybody to feel comfortable to come to my page. I want everybody to be themselves. And that goes into my topic about, like, pretty much the whole intro. But I want everybody, all races, all ages, everybody to be able to come to my channels and my podcast and openly speak and not be afraid that somebody's going to judge them. I'm going to be in control of everything that happens on my channel. I have a good friend of mine that's going to be editing my videos. Shout out to him. I'm not going to give names because I don't know if that's part of the policies or anything like that. I'm still learning about everything. But I'm not going to give no names. I'm not going to give no locations, personal information, anything like that. I'm not going to let that business be known, because in all reality, I wouldn't want that stuff done to me. So as it is now, I want people to feel comfortable with being on my page and being themselves, because pretty much the whole society is becoming more and more sensitive. I talk to many people at work. I talk to many friends at work about the world is becoming more and more sensitive. I'm not going to go into too many details, but if you catch me in person and you want to hear me speak upon it in person, go ahead. Bring it. I'll talk about it. But I'm just going to keep to the main details. So, as it is to this day, there are countless individuals that are teaching, have been taught, or is going through situations where they have to change themselves to be compatible with friends, even family and loved ones, and work. Because guaranteed, behind closed doors, everybody's going to act completely different than they would in front of other individuals. Because I'm not going to lie, I, alone and outside of work, I am a completely different individual. I'll speak more freely and more blunt about the stuff that I want to talk about, and any type of slang, phrases, words, whatever, no filter whatsoever. But on my channels, in my podcast, and at work, there has to be a filter. Otherwise, there's going to be problems. But I have no problem with anything in the world. Anything. Like, male, female, or whatever it may be, dealing with the whole male or female situation, anything, any race, I'm cool with everything. And I just don't want nobody to feel like, oh, well, you say this. No, I don't say stuff to completely solid insult somebody unless I don't mess with you. And that is a very low percentage of that happening, because I don't develop personal issues with people. People develop personal issues with me. So then when that happens and I catch wind of that, hey, I consider it as putting yourself on red pages. That is my phrase. I made up myself. Red pages means that you're on a bad list, pretty much. And depending on the circumstances, that depends on whether or not you're either writing your name on red pages in pencil or marker. Because if you put yourself on red pages with marker, there's no getting off. You're permanently on red pages. And if you put yourself on my red pages permanently, a free game. Everything's going to be said about that individual. Which I hope that it doesn't come down to that, because I don't want nobody to see me that way. But I'm a laid back, chill guy. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I give them their own page to write in on my book, figure of speech, so that they could be able to either put themselves in the good pages or red pages. So with that being known, I'm cool with everything. I want everybody to come to my page and my podcast and freely speak upon anything that they want to speak about or hear about. So back to individuals changing who they are for other individuals. And that's one thing, even dealing with employments of all sorts. Any employment wants you to come in and be yourself. But in all reality, that is nothing but false information or false requirements, I suppose you could say. They require you to be yourself to be able to enjoy being at work. But in all reality, you cannot be yourself in all ways. Everybody got their own ways of being their specific self. Me, I'm not going to lie. I use profanity in I'm not going to say most, but I use it a lot. Let's just say that. But when it comes down to being professional, as I am on my podcast, some words may slip up, but I'm trying to keep like it's solid filter so that I won't get like flagged down for anything or anything like that, or get my channel blocked or podcast blocked or whatever it may be. I don't know the policies or anything like that yet, but I'm going to investigate and check it all out. But it's crazy how employments tell you that they want you to feel comfortable while working. They want you to be yourself. But in all reality, no matter what it may be, no matter what, this is where it comes into the world is becoming too sensitive. Like, some people are like massively old fashioned. Like, oh, females have to wear dresses, like long dresses. They have to have button up to the neck all the way up, t-shirts, all that stuff. And guys, it's like, honestly, me speaking, it's really ridiculous how people still to this day still sag. But that's another topic. I'll get back to that. But you could just be your normal self. You could just go to work, stick to yourself, and not talk to nobody. Just go there, get your job done, and go home. But then it could become a problem, because there's a lot of individuals that aren't sociable. They don't like to socialize with people because they come to the job to get the job done and go home. Make money, go home. But then there's those social butterflies that throw themselves at everybody just to make the time go by fast, which I agree, but then again disagree. You should be yourself and not just completely throw yourself at everybody. Then that will make you become more and more on the spotlight so that everybody could see you. Because you could be the individual that don't talk to anybody, and you could just mind your business, keep your head low, and get the job done and go home. You won't be seen. You'll be seen, obviously, but you won't be the main attraction, more or less. So when it comes down to employments wanting to say, hey, we want you to be yourself, we want you to be just chill, or however, whatever personality or whatever habits that you may have, we want you to be yourself. But in all reality, you pretty much, the whole world is like an unknown code. For everybody, I'm a complete different individual than everybody else. I'm not going to go into all my ways, habits, and abilities or whatever, but some individuals know. And some individuals, I preferably not explain about some things, because they be, oh, you're just weird, you're just over exaggerating or being dramatic. But I just want everybody to just be themselves. And when it comes down to being at work and in society and whatever, and changing who you are, at the end of the day, I'm telling everybody, be yourself. That's what I was saying about the code. There are specific words and letters and phrases that people could not intentionally say, but other people will pick it up different. Not as an insult, but a different way that they may understand it. It's weird, but it's very complicated for me to explain unless I actually think about it. But that's only going to take about a couple seconds for me to analyze it. And yes, that's how fast my brain works. I may sit here and be talking about people should be themselves, and I could be thinking about 10,000 other things. But back to the topic of the codes. I analyze people and what they say and whatnot, and I test things out. So if I go up to somebody, start talking about video games, yes, I am a video game person, I am an anime person, all of that. And that's where, throughout my whole life, I was always afraid to, the video games, everybody play video games. But as for watching anime, I was a little skeptical about letting that be known. So I kind of put that on the low, unless I start becoming more and more comfortable with the individual. Be like, yeah, I watch anime, this and this and this. Because a lot of people, within the past 5-10 years, 10 is completely different from 5, but dealing with days, whatever. But anyways, dealing with the time, like within the past, like what, 5 to 8 years tops, anime has skyrocketed. Like it seems like, well, obviously everybody who's into anime and video games and whatnot knows that Dragon Ball, the whole Dragon Ball franchise has been out for who knows how long, since like 19 something, like 1969 or something like that. 69? No, I'm just playing. But it's been out for a long time, so everybody's aware of it, but they never really spoke openly about it unless they're a complete anime fan. And it seems like anybody could correct me if I'm wrong. They could message me and I'll correct it in the next video, or they could comment on this and let me know what it is that they think. Cause like I feel like anime shot through the roof dealing with Demon Slayer. Or I've been hearing a little bit here and there about My Hero Academy. And I think that's about it, that a lot of people that didn't watch anime before started watching it now when Demon Slayer started becoming more and more popular. And that makes me like happy and excited to see that anime is starting to become more and more well known, and it's not cartoons, because cartoons more so like the Disney Channel, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and stuff like that. That's like Peppa Pig or whatever it's called, is more so like cartoons. Like Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball, Soul Eater, all, you name it, that has more animation would be considered more as of an anime. So it makes me happy to see that all male, female, out my leg, male, female, all ages are starting to come more and more out in the open about their liking of anime. And for everybody that comes to my channel or my podcast that is like 100% solid, an anime fan or even a video game fan, openly just speak about whatever it is that you want to speak about on my channels or my podcast, because that's what I want people to feel comfortable with, being themselves and talking about whatever it may be. So it makes me happy to see that a lot of people are starting to come more and more out in the open about anime. And for the veterans of knowing anime from the ever since they were a kid type deal, they know it'll make them feel more at ease to hear somebody like question them, like, oh, like me, my top number one anime as it is right now is Demon Slayer. So like, let's say for an example, when my sister-in-law was alive, I never would have took her for an anime fan. She watched Demon Slayer and she is the main one that got me into Demon Slayer. Even though it's been out for many of years, I think since like 2016, I just recently, like within the past like 2-3 years, I just got into it. So when I see individuals that I wouldn't believe that they watch anime, or speak about anime, it makes me like excited. Like, oh shoot, yes, we got something in common. Let's talk about it. Let's share our theories and show our, or expose our ideas and possible upcoming. It makes everybody excited. And it's just really, really exciting to hear a lot of people talk about similar interests. Just like with a friend of mine at work. Like we talk, just casual talk, dealing with our job, dealing with individuals, but then what really like made us like become even cooler is that I recently found out that my friend is into Kingdom Hearts. He played all the Kingdom Hearts and maxed out all the trophies on the PlayStation Network, which made my jaw drop because I've been trying to get all the trophies, but it's super hard. So it made us connect more on an interest about stuff that we are interested in. And it makes me feel good to see that just random people like out in society or at the mall or at the store talking about anime or something that like video games or something to that sort, that's something that I could be able to relate with. But if I hear like overhear somebody like random person talking about anime or talking about something that I am aware of, there are those two individuals where either you're just going to just let it be, or you're going to cause, or actually, yeah, there's three outcomes. One, you could just let it be. Two, you could be that weird individual that throws yourself into conversations that has nothing to do with you, and that will cause a a issue, because like you and your friend are talking about something and somebody else jumps in, or as some individuals say, chime in and be like, oh yeah, this and this and this, which you and your friend could be like, oh, or another phrase, it's a B conversation, so see your way out of here type situation. So it just becomes a odd topic. You can't just like throw yourself in the middle of a conversation, which will be completely weird. And or you could just like just question, like, hey, I hear you talking about such and such. You mind if I jump into the conversation or something like that? Then that'll be like completely normal. But that will also revolve around being yourself, because some people aren't really comfortable with people jumping into their conversation, which is completely normal. A lot of people don't like when other individuals are jumping into their conversations, which I agree with, but then again, I don't. So it's just cool to see that people are starting to become more and more anime fans, and that will have us weebs. I was told this like a couple years ago, but pretty much weebs, for those individuals that don't know exactly what it means, which is me, I don't know exactly what it means, but pretty much it's somebody who is like massively into anime, who collects the statues, the pops, posters, pictures, cards, play the video games, watch the movies, watch the whole entire show over and over type stuff. Those will be considered, and like listening to like anime theme songs while cleaning up, or just listening to theme songs in general. That, I believe, would be considered a weeb. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong, or you could add whatever details on top of what it is I said if it is correct. But if it's not correct, then go ahead and call me out on it. I don't mind. So I just want everybody to feel comfortable and feel like they're not alone. Because when I was growing up, I had to let it be known, like, I didn't let it be known that I watch, like, Dragon Ball unless I see a bunch of people talking about it, or any of the video games that I play and stuff like that. Then I'll openly talk about it. But as of, like, talking to females, hey, what is it that you like to do on your spare time? Just play sports or whatever it may be. But when it comes down to like tell them like, hey, I watch anime, they'll be like, oh wow, what? You watch cartoons? Ain't that like immature or childish or something to that sort? And that will just like completely, like, the differences will be like separate. Because a lot of people back then didn't like really watch like anime. They'll be more into like BET and stuff like that. But as it is now, a lot of people are into anime, and that's starting to become more and more cool. So now us weebs and us anime fans and video game players will be able to come out more and like have a solid conversation about stuff that we have in common interest in. And I just find that really cool. And that jumps back into being yourself. For those individuals that you want to like be yourself around, excuse me, for those individuals that you want to be yourself around, you have to just not like completely solid, just be yourself. You have to ease your way into being yourself, because there's a lot of individuals out here that has a lot of energy for being themselves. Like, there are some individuals, I'm not gonna lie, that their energy is like too much sometimes. Like take this for an example. Like in the morning, when you wake up and get ready for work or get ready for school or whatever it may be, you're just all like, oh, why do I have to wake up? Why do I need to work? Why do I need a adult? And so on and so forth. You're just like, oh, let me get my coffee, or let me get my energy drink, or whatever it may be. Oh, my eye. And you have to like ease your way into like becoming more and more energetic. There are some individuals that wake up like, yay, freaking Energized Bunny type stuff. And then there's some people that be like dragging, like, oh, let me wash my face, let me take a shower, let me get my coffee. But for those individuals that is like super energetic, for individuals that are more like laid back, they need to analyze the individuals that they want to converse with or engage themselves with. And like, for those individuals that have like a lot of energy, they should see like, oh well, me, I have a lot of energy, and these guys, they seem to be more like more level, and I'm up here and they're down here. Let me just take it down a couple notches to see if they are going to be compatible with my energy or not. Because if they're not, then that's just going to throw yourself into, pretty much figure of speech, throw yourself into fire. Because you can't throw yourself and throw your energy at individuals that is not comfortable or used to your energy. Because like if you're, as they say, a Debbie Downer, like always complaining about something, and for those individuals that I work with and that I'm friends with, they know exactly what it is I'm talking about. So sit back and enjoy it. No, I'm just playing. But for those individuals that is like a Debbie Downer, and I'm not gonna lie, I am known, like from my family, possibly to certain friends, I can be a Debbie Downer. But I will label it as being more realistic than negative. But I'll talk about that in a second. But for those Debbie Downers that like you can always feel their energy as like, oh my God, this person's coming by. They're always talking about negative stuff. They're always complaining. And then when they speak, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to work, but I need money, but I want to get these concert tickets, but I want to be at home in my bed. I want to get these new shoes, but I don't want to work. I don't want to deal with none of y'all. So on and so forth. But then there's those individuals that, like, even their voice tone is in a complaining tone. Like, oh my God, I was so hot today. They didn't play no music. This customer was bothering me. I didn't know nothing. I just want to go home. I am hungry. I woke up today. Like, come on now. That's only, as I said before, throwing yourself into fire. Because that will just cause you to be more and more of the main topic that people, like, obviously can relate with. Like, come on now. We're sitting here talking about something, like talking about the weather, talking about a sport, and here you go, oh my God, I never played sports because I was too lazy. Like, go. Nobody wants to hear none of that stuff. We're sitting here talking about basketball, golf, bowling, football, whatever it may be, volleyball. And you want to be like, oh my God, I never played these sports because whatever. Just realize that you have not made yourself compatible or even attempted to be compatible with other individuals. Like, yeah, like my whole topic is be yourself, but you have to analyze everybody. If people like openly comes and talks to you, like you could just be sitting there just eating lunch or just minding your business during break or working, and if somebody openly comes and talks to you, like, hey, what's up? You seen the new show that came out today? Or I saw that you were driving, or whatever it may be. If they don't come and approach you first, or if they don't like involve you in a conversation, then you're the odd one that nobody really wants to try to deal with. And this is just straight facts. This is where I say that you should, I'm not going to say need, because I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I'm just speaking on my behalf. I need to analyze people to realize what it is that they're talking about, to see if I could be able to relate with. That's why the people that I kick it with at work on breaks, there are a lot of similarities that we can relate with. Dealing with anime, dealing with vehicle, another stutter moment. Dealing with video games, dealing with society, dealing with life, dealing with whatever. But it also God, man. It also depends on maturity, more or less. There are individuals out here that are single, living off on their own, parents, non-parents, homeowners, renters, live with parents. You could put yourself in all those categories or try to throw yourself into those categories, but in all reality, you have no type of experience or maturity to know what other people are going through unless they let it be known, or if they want to adjust themselves to being back into that category that you're in. Because like there's people that are like car owners, I don't know what to call it, but people that do payments on cars, that have that own a house, that are renting, that live with their parents. If you live with, like, no judgment, if you live with your parents and that's more beneficial for you and your parents or your siblings or whoever it may be, then so be it. But you can't throw yourself into a conversation with individuals that does everything off on their own or own a house or anything like that. So if you're in a group of people that are talking about driving and you're not a driver, or owning a house or renting an apartment or whatever it may be, and you're still living with your parents or whatever it may be, just sit back, observe, listen, and then when they start talking about something that you could be able to relate with, then you should jump in. Otherwise, you're just going to be that odd one that everybody's all like, you have no idea what it is to be in a position that I'm in because you don't know nothing that I'm going through type situation. So for those individuals, they should analyze people and try to jump in or chime in to those topics that they could be able to relate with. But if you want to try to jump in and try to relate with, and people know exactly who you are and what you're about, they're going to be like, the heck? No, you do not know nothing. You can't relate with. And all you're doing is just chiming in due to the fact of what it is that you wouldn't do or what it is that you would do. So if you haven't done it, don't chime in. Just sit back, relax, and let the conversations flow until you hear something that you could be able to relate with. Or if there's a brief silence, then you could just throw yourself out onto the table. Like, yeah, such and such, you saw this movie, or you saw this show, or you seen this at the mall, you've seen this in society, you've been to this restaurant, so on and so forth. So, with that all being known, be yourself around those individuals that you can be able to relate with. Because if you, like, let's say, an anime person compared to a realistic person, so like, oh, forget anime, it's just cartoons, fictional, so on and so forth. They can't relate with you dealing with your interests. Because there's a lot of meaning behind every single thing, if you realize it or not. Dealing with anime, there's countless things that is scientifically proven that anime helps with. And there's some individuals who are more realistic that don't want to see that or chooses not to see it and is more realistic. Like, oh, well, I'm watching this movie because it's based on a true story type situation. And anime, that is all 100% solid fictional information and details and so on and so forth. So, try to find those individuals that you could be able to relate with. If you can't, then go ahead and go back to the way that you was at the way beginning of whatever situation, or at the beginning of you getting this employment or whatever employment, so on and so forth. So when it comes down to my channel and my podcast, I want everybody to be free, be themselves, be realistic, be an anime fan, be fictional, whatever you want to call it. Be yourself. And if people develop, like, let's say, for example, you're just chilling with your friends and you're talking about stuff that you are interested in, like, let's say, for example, anime, since that's what I'm all about. You're sitting here talking to your friend about, oh my god, Demon Slayer this, they chopped off people's heads, and oh, they end up fighting, so on and so forth, fighting on walls, fighting in air, fighting in water, whatever. Anybody else that is around you could be like, what the? Man, y'all talking about some fake stuff. Y'all a bunch of whatever. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to trigger anybody's bad memories. So I want everybody to be themselves. I said it many times already as it is. So I just want everybody to enjoy themselves. Openly talk about. I'm pointing over here because I got like all mine and my daughter's statues and pop statues and amiibos. So like you could talk about Soul Eater, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Kingdom Hearts, Sonic the Hedgehog, Inuyasha, Final Fantasy, Zelda, Demon Slayer, whatever it may be that you're interested in, Stranger Things, whatever it may be, just openly talk about it. You will be surprised of how many countless people can be able to relate with you in. But the way that society is becoming more and more sensitive is that you do not want to deal with these conflicts of showing your common interest with other individuals due to the fact of the fear of being put down, being talked about, being made fun of, being shunned out of everything, if that's the right word, but pretty much being pushed out of everything. You will be surprised of how many people can be able to relate with. So just like a lot of my friends I taught, well, I'm not going to say a lot because I only got like pretty much a handful of friends because a lot of people decided to start cutting me off for whatever reason. It's unknown to me to this day of the reason why people cut me off. I'm just a laid back, real person. If I mess with you, if I'm cool with you, then I'll go above and beyond to try to like be not be friends with you, but like to be helpful, more or less. Like, let's say for example, I'm at work and you're at work and you accidentally forgot some food at home or forgot your lunch at home. If I have the money or if I have extra food or extra snacks, hey, You left your food at home, or you forgot your food? Yeah, I forgot it. I was in a rush, or I left it in the car, whatever. Oh, well, here. It's a little bit extra, but here, you're my friend. You're my homie. I don't want you to be like starving at work and so on and so forth. Or, hey, here's some candy bars or little bite-sized little snacks or whatever it may be. Here you go. I'll hook you up. You hook me up, I'll hook you up. That's just the way it is. Or as for my anime fans, equivalent exchange. For those individuals that know where I got that from, comment down low and let it be known where I got that from. But for those individuals that do not know where I got that from, check out the comments and you might find out where I got it from. But anyways, but for the main people that I talk to at work, we can relate in so many common interests like video games, anime. Well, actually, we haven't really spoke about anime all that much, but more like video games and work situations. But it's a persistent conversation about stuff that we have common interest in or can relate with. And that's what keeps friends together, is common interest and similarities. So it's already almost been an hour. Dang, I can't see my clocks. I don't know what time it is. I think it's like about 9. Oh, actually, it's beyond 9 now. It's like about 9:30-ish, whatever. But anyways, so that's just to sums it up. For everybody that comes to my channel, to my podcast, I want you to be yourself. If you are a little skeptical about being yourself openly, go ahead and hit the message or reach out to me so that I could be able to talk to you one-on-one. I'll do that with anybody who's a little bit insecure, because believe me, there's many of insecurities that I have that I don't speak about, but I do. Everybody has insecurities that they are not openly conversive about, if that is even a word. If not, add that to my dictionary. No, I'm just playing. But reach out to me. I am always available. If you want to talk on the phone, we could be able to work something out. Or if you want to message me, text me, whatever, let me know. I'll be adding this to I'm going to add links to my Snapchat. I'm going to make a TikTok of my podcast, which everybody should know now. Speak nothing but facts. That's going to be my title of all my channel, like my channel and my podcast. Speak nothing but facts. SNBF. No, I'm just playing. Yes, I'm a clown, so whatever. But anyways, so I'm going to be exposing the links to everybody that I know through Facebook, through Snapchat, through Instagram, in person, everything. And I'm going to be making a TikTok for Speak Nothing But Facts. And for anybody who wants to follow me on anything, go ahead, hit that follow, hit that subscribe, comment, message, whatever may that you want to do. And we'll talk from there. So this is June 3rd, 2024, episode 1 out of many, and it could only get well known and more out there the more that you guys expose it. So let it be known. Share with your friends, share with your mom, dad, brother, sister, niece, nephew, cousin, aunts, uncle, grandparents, grandma, granny, papa, whatever y'all call your grandparents or whatever it may be. Girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, fiance. Expose it all. Let it be known that on my channel, my podcast, everybody can be themselves. So go ahead and share it. Comment below. Let me know what it is that you want to talk about, or message me what it is that you want me to talk about, and I will openly talk about whatever may be. As I said, I'm speaking nothing but facts. So let it be known. Have everybody come check me out and expose it to everybody. Expose it on your Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, text messages. Talk about it and let people know. Come through and check me out. And we'll check y'all out on the next episode. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be doing videos and podcasts and whatnot. I don't know how frequently. There's other individuals that may do it every day. Some may do it every week or once a month. But whatever it may be. If everybody if everybody start hitting up the messages and the comments and start be like, hey, Joey, we want to hear your input about your theory about Demon Slayer, or we want to know your input about relationships, or we want to know your input about, or your experience about being a parent, or your experience about being the last born male in your family, or whatever it may be. Go ahead, and I will do my best to talk about every message and every comment that is subscribed, or that is commented, or known to me, so that I could be able to get it all checked out and talked about. So until next time, guys, speak nothing but facts. Stay up, y'all.